Oh, hi. Um, it's getting time to rack again, and I have a 200-gallon, roughly 750-liter tank behind you, and I don't really, they're opaque. I can't see what's going on inside. So, friends strongly recommended that I do trials on bentonite and that I also test it so as not to use too much or not use enough. So, last week, I tapped off 500 milliliter samples of product from the tank and put them into these tall mason jars, or actually they're Ball brand. They're tall. And the recommendation was, do it the way you learned in school. And it's kind of a logarithmic progression here where I can see the flocculation is starting. This is a good reflection of what's going on in the tank. Leaves are already starting to build up on the bottom. This is a control. I'm not going to add any bentonite to the control. I am going to use it to test the pH. I am going to use it to test the free sulfur, but I will not be adding any bentonite to it. This one will have, oh, and this is another thing. When you buy bentonite, the recommendations are grams per gallon. It's heresy, I know. They're mixing units of measure. It's a pain, okay? So I will put some numbers up down in the bottom in the comments or in the end card of how many milligrams per liter that equals. The bottom line concentration is this one is going to equal 1/2 gram per gallon, 1 gram per gallon, and 2 grams per gallon, sort of a doubling progression. Now, the bentonite has to be fully suspended before you put it in here. That's really important, instructions and like. So right now I have a 1 liter of water with 10 grams of bentonite in it, and it's on a magnetic stir plate in the other room. When I bring it in here, I'm going to be pouring a measured dose into these three. I know they've settled a bit. I'm going to stir them up a little bit anyway, and then we're going to leave. We're going to let it do its thing, but we'll get to see how well that washes out, and I'll come back the next day to look at it. They recommend a week, but then I have the control to refer back to so I can say, well, it really didn't make a difference, or wow, look at that. It's so much better. Yeah. So again, they've mixed units of measure. You need to know how to do your own math, but I will show you how I got the numbers I did. But definitely start off with the control. And the tall mason jars are really kind of nice. It's cheap to get lids for them, but they're nice for this sort of thing because I can definitely see the flocculation that's taking place here. For you that don't know the term, the flocculate is that the yeast comes out of suspension and it falls to the bottom. So that's really kind of cool. So if you'll pardon me for a minute, I'm going to go and get my bentonite, come back with a little graduate, and we'll dose each one of these. Be right back. All right, I'm back. I have my pitcher of bentonite solution. Now this is 10 grams of bentonite to 1 liter. So what that means is I'm getting 10 milligrams per milliliter. Is that right? 10 milligrams per milliliter. Yeah, 10 milligrams per milliliter in here. So to read my doses that I figured out, I want 60 milligrams in here, 120 and 240. Nice progression. And for 60 milligrams, that would be 6 milliliters of shaken, not stirred, bentonite solution. So I'm just going to go through these and talk out loud, and hopefully you can follow along with me. So I'm going to gently lift this little lid. 6 milligrams. Yeah, that's one down. The next one is going to be 12 milligrams. It's kind of easy to remember because they're all doubles. Ooh, that got carried away. Oh, these guys smell good too. I need to tell you that. And this one is going to be 240 milligrams. I mean, 24 milligrams. I'm using a 25 milliliter graduate, so it makes it much easier for me to get real close. There we go. And here's the last one. Now, when I'm done, I will cap them, and I'm going to agitate them. Why? Because I can. The way I would agitate them in the tank, which I'm not going to do because why beat it up, but when I put them in, I will splash it. I'll be pouring it in from the top so that bentonite's got gravity on its side. It's going to diffuse down into the tank. So I'm going to put the lids back on. And when I'm done, I will be loosening the lids. So if there's any residual fermentation going on, they can outgas and they don't spray on me. I'll be doing another video about how to take a shower in cider. That's later. So just a little bit of love. Again, control, not touching it. Half a milligram per gallon, half a gram per gallon, 1 gram per gallon, 2 grams per gallon. So they're back up to being a little turbid now. That's fine. And we wait. But the whole idea is, will that settle out? And how does that settling compare to the control? Don't forget your control. Nobody's into space otherwise. It is the same temperature as the tanks, so I don't have temperature messing with my control. Everything is the same. So this is the first video when I'm going to put it up, and after a couple days, tomorrow and the next one, we'll just do videos to follow up. So again, 60 milligrams into 1/2 liter of solution gave me a concentration of 1/2 gram per gallon. It was horrible, I tell you. All right, take care. Ciao.